Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 17 ladder and live commentary as I go. I'm just finishing up my time with Sam Pendelis' team. Once again, goes by Zelda VGC on Twitter. Give him a follow because he's awesome, and he got second at Worlds with this team. My goal with the team was just to climb into the 1700, so we were able to accomplish that in the last episode, I believe, which is pretty cool. And I'm just going to play a couple more games with it. Probably tomorrow will be my last episode with it. Although I do want to feature Sam at some point, so hopefully I can get a collab with him like sometime over the weekend to feature him on the channel, have his kind of mindset on, building the team and obviously his incredible run at Worlds and all of that. So I wanted to do that this past weekend, but I ended up getting caught up with a bunch of stuff, so I'll try to do that this upcoming weekend. But yeah, it's been a really fun team to use, and overall just like cool to feature a lot of Pokemon that we don't normally use, especially the Xurkitree set. Like I think that's just been so fun, and we've had a lot of cool games with that as well. But the Ninetales, obviously the Mandibuzz, even the bulky Tapu Lele as well, and Swords Dance, Groundium, Garchomp, one of my favorite Pokemon of the year. So lots of fun stuff in general, and we're just gonna look for our first opponent of the day. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Ranked, please show support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. And I'm also really curious on like what kind of content you guys are specifically interested in at this moment in this VGC season, as we're going to find Alistair from Mexico with a rating of 1618. The reason why I asked that is because I think the season's been around for so long now, so people are a little bit less interested in battling content specifically. So if there's any stuff like I can do to, really make VGC content appealing to you guys and make it fun outside of battles, let me know. And I'm talking like specifically like this month, like the next 2 months or so. I'd really appreciate it. But yep, we're just going to we're going to find our first opponent. Running Mimikyu, Snorlax, which is already terrifying, Garchomp, Arcanine, Tapu Koko, and Celesteela. My opponent also locked in his team really quickly, so I feel like he has some sense of what my team does. I mean, if you play VGC at all in the last couple of weeks, you should know what this team does after its run at Worlds. So that's really scary. I don't know how to counteract that. The Mandibuzz is a great way against the Mimikyu and the Snorlax, because, Snorlax belly drums, I can foul play it, I can taunt the Mimikyu as well, but there is a fear that Mimikyu has a, oops, my computer going off there. There is fear that Mimikyu has a Mentor, but it could also be Focus Sashed or Ghost DMZ. That's the scariest thing about Mimikyu. You literally never know what set it is. So, to counteract it, I do have Roar Ninetales. I might actually go with Ninetales and Garchomp, because Garchomp is really good against my opponent's team overall, especially if he gets a Swords Dance off. In the back, what do I want? I don't like this matchup at all. Arcanine for Intimidate against Snorlax, I guess, and Tapu Lele. I don't know how I feel about Lele. Mandibuzz might be better, but terrain control might be pretty important against Tapu Koko specifically. Alright, so we'll see. I'm going to get into the first game of today's episode. I'm definitely nervous about Snorlax and Mimikyu. Like, that's just been such a good combination ever since the beginning of the season. Wolf got top 16 at Worlds with it, and there it is. Okay. I guess this isn't the worst case scenario though, because what I can actually do is just immediately roar the Mimikyu and Swords Dance with the Garchomp, but the downside here is it's really dependent on what Mimikyu set this is. Snorlax totally could belly drum here as well. I could also Icy Wind Tectonic Rage Mimikyu. So that might be a better play. Do I think it's Sash Mimikyu? I mean, Roar covers the Trick Room option. 100%. Like, there's no way you can Trick Room with Roar. I want to Roar and Swords Dance. I'm gonna do it. This is pretty aggro. No switch outs, okay. Ideally, like Snorlax belly drums here, and Mimikyu tries to Trick Room. Okay, nice. I don't know if that's so ideal, I guess. I also could have roared Snorlax out, which would have been really fun, but I'd rather just deny Trick Room immediately, and then, like, Icy Wind Protect or Aurora Veil Protect this next turn. Yeah. Nice. So, yeah, that's why I went with Roar. I don't know whether Mimikyu has Focus Sash or not. It might also, and unfortunately Koko comes in for me. If it were any other Pokemon, I'd feel really good. But now Koko at least threatens with the Z move. But I think that's still fine. The question is whether I want to Aurora Veil or Icy Wind. Icy Wind is definitely a safer play. Yeah. Because if you Electrium Z, then you obviously can't Fairyum Z me as well if you Dazzling Gleam. Like, I guess the fear is if T-Bolt knocks out Ninetales here. And you just don't target Garchomp. I'm gonna Icy Wind and Protect. Great turn 1, but Snorlax is still a major threat, and Tapu Koko is the fastest Pokemon on the field right now. So let's see what Koko goes for. Okay, Snorlax protects, so regardless, this is good. Because that wasn't the threat I was trying to shut down. Nice, and there's a Taunt coming out. Okay, so this is really good for me. The reason why it's really good is because that means that this Snorlax is going to be eating up a Tectonic Rage next turn. And with the Icy Wind, I also outspeed Tapu Koko, and I can Aurora Veil. So Snorlax is basically forced to switch out here, and because it's Belly Drum, like, my opponent basically just wasted its berry for nothing. So first 2 turns have been, like, absolutely perfect. Like, they couldn't have played out any better. I suppose if Ninetales went down there, it also would have been nice for me, since I get a free switch in, but... Oh, I can't Taunt anymore. Whoops. Forgot about that. So I can't Aurora Veil. I could switch out Ninetales into Lele and Tectonic Rage Snorlax. I think I like that play. Icy Wind's damage output's not bad, though, and it also covers a Garchomp and Mimikyu switch in. So, you know what? I'll just Icy Wind again. Yeah. Because, like, this Ninetales isn't used for offense, obviously, so might as well just... Yeah, Snorlax switches out. So that's a good switch on my opponent's end. I could have Rock Slided it. Oh, I got baited really hard there, actually. That's super bad. That's a really nice play. Yeah. But I feel like I kind of had to... I don't know. I felt the need, like I had to Tectonic Rage there, but maybe that was too aggressive. Yeah, really nice call on my opponent's end. I kind of just clicked those buttons without even thinking, and now in retrospect, it's like, not the best move there on my end. But this is still fine, like, I still deny the Trick Room. The worry is just now... Okay, yeah, it's just normal Dazzling Gleam, so that should have knocked me out. Yeah, it's not Specs either. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. It's Life Orb Koko with Taunt. So that's a lot of important information. I think it's likely that the Tapu Koko will now switch out or protect, and I think Celesteela will try to Heavy Slam the Garchomp. I'm definitely switching Ninetales out into Arcanine right now. But that was a really big play from my opponent. Like, the first 2 turns were great for me, but excellent play there by my opponent last turn. Do I want to protect Garchomp? That's the safest option. Yeah, I'll play it safe here. Because regardless of what Koko does, the fear is, I guess, if Mimikyu comes in and Koko... No, I mean, like, you either switch out Koko, meaning you don't do any damage this turn, or you stay in and protect. Actually, Koko probably switches out, the more I think about it. Let's see. No, it doesn't. Okay. Oh, does that mean it just went for a Thunderbolt into Ninetales? Okay, it just protects. Nice, that's the best case, because now I'm faster with both Pokemon next turn, and I threaten with Rock Slide Flare Blitz. Yep, there's a Heavy Slam coming out. Although it does target the Arcanine, so nice predict on the Protect there on the Ninetales end. Or sorry, predicting Garchomp to Protect. Yeah, so you'd imagine Tapu Koko is going to want to switch out now, maybe back out into Snorlax. It also could go into Mimikyu, obviously. Okay. So, like, Celesteela, you think definitely protects here? I would assume so. Flare Blitzing into Celesteela and just Rock Sliding is my safest play still. What I want to do is Flare Blitz the Koko slot, because the Rock Slide will knock it out anyway. And if the Koko switches out into something like Snorlax, that's like a Flare Blitz and a Rock Slide, meaning next turn I could Rock Slide and potentially knock out. Yeah, I'm actually going to commit to this read. I just feel like it's very unlikely Celesteela doesn't protect here. And Koko does switch out. Okay, yeah, that was expected. Into Mimikyu, great. So we'll break the Disguise and I'll also do a lot of damage with Flare Blitz. Oh wow, my opponent actually just attacks with Celesteela. Nice call. Oh, Rock Slide does so much at +2, jeez. That was a crit, okay. Yeah, so, I mean, not working ideally, but this is still pretty good for me. It's just I could have Flare Blitz and knock out Celesteela, but I really thought Celesteela protects there. So, really nice call on my opponent's end to not protect. But Flare Blitz still does a very good amount. And I get a flinch on Celesteela as well. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, the crit not mattering as much, but the flinch means Celesteela can't knock out Garchomp, basically, which is unfortunate. So I do feel bad about that, because my opponent, like, I made a read, it didn't pay off, and my opponent got the better and, like, made the better play, but, I mean, that's the thing with Rock Slide, it's like, okay, if it protects, perfect. If it doesn't, I can still flinch. But, obviously, you never want to depend on that. I mean, I could Helping Hand Rock Slide, but I don't like that. Mimikyu could have Shadow Sneak. I think I'm just going to Flare Blitz, because I feel like I still need to deny Trick Room. And I'm just going to protect with my... Ooh, do I want to protect? I mean, a Rock Slide will knock out Mimikyu, I think, at +2. Maybe not. It seemed pretty bulky defensively. It took that Flare Blitz really well. Okay, I'll just Flare Blitz and Rock Slide here then. Mimikyu could protect. It does, actually. Wow. But that means a free switch in for me. But my opponent, I feel like, has played better than me just with the Celesteal, playing so aggressively with it, which has been quite impressive. But yeah, the thing is, because it's Leech Seed and like not buried, that means like it's already taken so much damage. Yeah, sorry, not Leech Seed, Leftovers, I meant. So, I mean, obviously getting seeded here is bad, but I'll still take that. Although I think that means now Celesteal survives a Rock Slide. And I feel like Celesteal definitely finally protects here. Let's see. I feel like helping Hand Rock Slide probably knocks out both, but there've been so many opportunities I could have Flare Blitz Celesteal and I never did it. My opponent's making me look so silly right now, and I think I'm gonna still make the same play. Yeah, I just can't let Trick Room go up against my team, because that would just be game over, I think. Although I guess Snorlax. Okay, Mimikyu switches out. Probably into Lax. Yeah. Which means Celesteal is probably not protecting here. Let's see. My opponent's a god. But Rock Slide is still doing, like, it's just a lot of damage my opponent's taking right now, so I'm okay with the fact that I'm not, like, KOing the Celesteal, because, like, you're not really getting much mileage by switching out constantly, and Arcanine's going to proc its Berry relatively soon. But there is finally a Heavy Slam coming out, so that is going to knock out my Garchomp. But it will take some Rough Skin damage as well, and now I get a free switch him back into... Oh, it actually feints. Huh. I mean, maybe my opponent was just going for the knockout onto Chomp. I'm kind of surprised about that, but I'll take that. Yeah, okay. I'll just bring in Tapu Lele now, because my Psychic Terrain will go up before Electric Terrain. I know Tapu Lele's moveset. It's going to be Thunderbolt and Protect for the last two moves. I mean, we saw Protect already, excuse me, so it's definitely going to be... Yeah. So that's really good. A Thunderbolt shouldn't knock me out, I don't think. Actually, it might. Snorlax also has Protect, which I know, so that's also good to confirm. So I'm not out of it yet. I mean, I haven't won yet, I should say. Actually, Thunderbolt probably knocks out Arcanine. So what I'm going to do is actually withdraw out into Ninetales to get the Hail ticking again. And I'm going to Side Shock the Snorlax slot. Because I know Life Orb Thunderbolt shouldn't do too much to Tapu Lele. I might be able to even take two. I know if you're going to Thunderbolt the Ninetales slot, Ninetales will survive. Coco will take a Life Orb and Dazzling Gleam. And I'm seeded right now, so I want to reset the seed as well. But I don't know. Like, I feel bad still about the flinch earlier. But, and I think my opponent made some really good plays with Celesteela. But the team matchup is in my favor. So even with all that, like, I'm still in a pretty solid position so far. You know, just after the first two turns. Yep, there's just a Thunderbolt. Might target down Lele, I'm okay with that. Nope, just goes into Ninetales, perfect. So I actually get paralyzed, okay. That makes this a little bit more interesting, although, you know, Coco would be faster anyway. And fortunately, yeah, I just Side Shock Snorlax because I figure it might go for a Recycle right now. I just can't let it Recycle. Wasting its Berry immediately was a big deal. So, basically, even though I burned that Tectonic Rage early on in the game, like, fortunately, because I was in such an advantageous position, it wasn't, like, game-ending. But it was frustrating because if I just called the Snorlax switch out, like, you know, I would have been in a really good position, but kind of tough to do that. So Mimikyu switches in. So you gotta wonder now what set the Mimikyu is. We haven't seen anything other than Protect and Trick Room. It obviously has Trick Room because, you know, when we went for the Roar, that's what have happened. I'm gonna withdraw back on into Arcanine now for the Intimidate. And the reason why I'm doing that is because... let me actually think about this. I might want to Protect with Tapu Lele. Mimikyu could Swords Dance, that's the one downfall. Yeah, so I'm actually just gonna attack. I'm trying to think how I lose this game. We haven't seen a Z move yet either, so Mimikyu is actually probably Z. But the thing is, Coco will faint after an attack and Hail, and then I'll force a 2v1. And I will survive a Shadow Z from Mimikyu at -1 because I'm max HP and defense. We just see Gleam come out. Okay, so nice. So now I know Coco's out of the equation. Arcanine's Berry is actually proc, which actually probably just ends the game right here. Because that means now I can just Flare Blitz Mimikyu next turn. And Tapu Koko will faint. But this was a really crazy game. Oh, I'm just faster than Mimikyu anyway. Okay. The thing about Mimikyu is you never know how fast it is. Like, it could be, like, max speed, which outspeeds Tapu Lele by 1 point, which is, like, something we saw Gavin Michaels have in the beginning of the season. So, yeah, we end up with the win here, but... I don't think the flinch, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm pretty content with how I played overall, and I don't think the flinch won me the game. Obviously, just because, like, we were in a position where it's like, oh, if I get the flinch, I win. But I do feel bad about that, because I think my opponent played the Celesteela really well. other than going for the Heavy Slam, I feel like you should Leech Seed Garchomp there, but maybe my opponent thought, oh, I'll survive the Rough Skin, but, I mean, that's like a math calculation you can do during the turn. So, that was super intense, and just really, really good game to my opponent, and credits to him, because I felt like I had the upper hand, like I was in such a good position after the first 2 turns, and then the Celesteela switching immediately was so good, and then just put on so much pressure. But overall, yeah, just a matchup where, like, I definitely should have, I don't know, like, the other play, right, is going for Rock Slide Icy Wind, the turn where I attack Rage into Snorlax, and I kind of forgot about Celesteela in the back. That was something I should have considered, because it's like, if I remembered, oh, my opponent had Celesteela, you'd assume Snorlax switches out into Celesteela there. But the other question is, like, do you even bring Celesteela against a team with Arcanine and Xurkitree? And I think the fact that the answer is yes is a testament to how good Celesteela is. It's just so tanky, able to come in on everything. But that is going to be for our first game. Now we're just going to look for our next opponent of the day. Otherwise, I'm trying to reflect on that game. Yeah, like, I thought Celesteela not going through Leech Seed made my life a lot easier just because once that was down, like, I didn't have to worry about not targeting it. And it might have seemed silly because I looked kind of... It looked kind of weird because it was like, oh, I'm just not going to attack the Celesteela. I keep expecting it to protect, but I know Celesteela doesn't do very much against a Garchomp or Arcanine. You can Leech Seed, you can Heavy Slam, but that's it, right? And you've already taken so much damage. Another Flare Blitz will knock you out unless you heal all the way back up to like 80+%. So we're going to find Mio from Canada for our next opponent of the day using a team of a really similar team, 5 of the 6 same Pokemon. The only difference is that Braviary instead of the Mandibuzz, which is very interesting. I don't remember how I played the last mirror match, so let me just approach this like it's a completely new game. I mean, Ninetales, Garchomp, seems good, yeah. We both could go Ninetales, Garchomp. Oh, both could have Icy Wind. I mean, Ninetales. I definitely want to lead Ninetales. I just want to go Garchomp to cover the Arcanine option. Okay, I'll go Ninechomp. Who do I want in the back? Lele, Arcanine? Zerk is tempting specifically for Mandibuzz. Lele's pretty good offensively here. Intimidate's not exactly the best, but it does give me something to switch into against the Garchomp, the Arcanine, and the Ninetales. And I do have Bulldoze, which does offense. Alright, I'll go with these 4. Let's see how this plays out. So, similar, but kind of different team comps. I mean, the Mandibuzz versus this is Braviary. You gotta wonder if Braviary is going to make an appearance. Mandibuzz definitely something we've seen more of throughout this VGC season, but Braviary certainly not something to count out. And always really scary. I'll often run with the Flying Z move. Very nice. Okay. So, you gotta immediately wonder, do we just both protect an Icy Wind turn 1? That's the first question I have. Because that's just the safest play. That's a doozy. I do have Arcanine, so I could switch into Arcanine. And Aurora Veil if I want to make a hard read. Huh. That's actually kind of tempting. There's just no way Garchomp attacks here. I think it definitely, you have to protect. Okay, I'm going to Aurora Veil and switch out into Arcanine. Reason being, that means Garchomp won't be able to knock me out even with the Tectonic Rage afterwards, and then I can Icy Wind. I just don't like keeping a Garchomp in against a Ninetales, especially when I don't... And, like, getting Arcanine in is the perfect position here. I mean, obviously, it could get Tech Raged, but I just don't think Garchomp Tectonic Rages here. Yeah, it does protect. Perfect. Okay, good, good. That was a good turn 1, at least. Icy Wind. Find out after the Aurora Veil. Let's see. Oh, okay. We just both Aurora Veil. That's even better, because that means now Ninetales is still faster than Garchomp, which is perfect. Yeah, it's really nice. So, I think I'm honestly good to just Icy Wind here. And Flare Blitz Ninetales. Now, the downside is Mandibuzz, or sorry, whatever it's called, Big Flying Bird, can switch in, but then it'll be slower. Yeah. And the fact it'll be slower is good. So I'll just Flare Blitz Icy Wind here. And it stays in, okay. I should be able to survive a Tectonic Rage with either Pokemon. Like, Arcanine should definitely survive, and... yeah, because of the Aurora Veil and the Intimidate. Sure hope so. I'd be very sad if not. Okay. That might have been a speed tie, actually. I actually could have gone for the Encore as well, but that's not a speed tile worth risking. So I got a little bit lucky there. I'm assuming we speed tile though my Hail went off. I just, look, I feel like you still need to run max speed on Ninetales, which I believe Zelda has, but maybe my opponent's not max speed. But if not, like, I feel like why would you go for Encore? Even going for the Encore itself is kind of risky. Like, it's a 50-50. So yeah, there's the Tectonic Rage, but I am fairly confident I should survive this with the Aurora Veil up. If not, I am going to cry. And the Intimidate. Are you serious? It's that strong? Wow, I'm genuinely surprised. I was, like, pretty confident that would knock out. That was a bad play on my end, then. Huh. Is super bad. I mean, it's not super bad, like, because I'm Icy Winding anyway, but I would have been in a really good position if that doesn't knock out, procs my berry, and goes from there. Jeez, that was kind of a blunder on my end, but no worries. I am super surprised about... I mean, I guess I underestimate Garchomp's strength. That's probably admin max attack, but still, wow. Okay, here I'm going to just Icy Wind and Tech Rage. I'm going to guess this Ninetales also doesn't have Protect, so it's basically forced to switch out. Could go into Braviary, but if it chooses to do so, Icy Wind plus another Rock Slide will put on a lot of pressure. Garchomp switching out, which means I think Ninetales is staying in. Braviary does come in, so I will get the boost, which is scary. But, oh shoot, Ninetales also has Aurora Veil up, so it might survive. Let's see. There's Defiant. I don't know why I thought Arcanine could survive that. Like, maybe I'm crazy. I really thought... I think, although, like, I think this Arcanine might also have more special defense and defense investment, which will also explain it, but I really want to do the damage calc there, because I was, like, fairly confident it would survive. So, I don't even know if Tech Rage knocks out Ninetales. I totally forgot my opponent went for the Aurora Veil turn 1 as well. Honestly, I expected to survive here, which is pretty bad for me. But I do have the upper edge on it in terms... It does hang on with, like... Oh, and it has Blizzard as well? Oh, but I survived that. Nice. Okay. This is just a whole mix of tricks right now. Okay. I wonder if I can knock out Braviary with the Icy Wind and a single target Rock Slide. I feel like I pretty much have to go for that. I actually haven't been Icy Winded once, so that means my opponent's probably not even running Icy Wind on Ninetales. Yeah, I'm gonna Icy Wind and Rock Slide. Oh, sloppy play by me. Yeah, losing Arcanine there was just really bad, because Arcanine was a perfect Pokemon for just the position I was in at that point. Flare Blitz does so much damage, and it supports Ninetales perfectly, and also, totally forgot about the Encore option on my opponent's Ninetales, so I'm not too happy about how I played this so far, but... The important thing is that because Ninetales doesn't have Icy Wind, I still have the speed control at least. I don't think I don't know. Icy Wind did like 25% there. Ninetales switches out, so it's not going to be single target anymore. Okay, Garchomp comes in. I'm okay with that. Icy Wind, Rock Slide plus Hail might just knock that out. But Braviary is at +4 attack now. But the thing is, even if it Tailwinds, I'll be faster, which is good. But yeah, Rock Slide now most definitely won't knock out. So... Yeah, I don't know. It's not exactly the best idea to be Icy Winding into a Defiant. Flinch here would also probably just win me the game. I missed the Garchomp, unfortunately, which means it will survive a little bit longer. Yeah, there's Rock Slide. There's just a Brave Bird. Okay, I'll take that. Because it will faint from the recoil. Yeah, so Ninetales goes down, unfortunately, but it has... more or less done its job. The miss there is actually rather unfortunate, because if I hit the Garchomp, I think it faints. Although Hail might be ending here. No, it doesn't. Yeah, so if I hit that, it faints, but I guess I can't really complain about RNG. I really need to check that damage roll into Arcanine. Like, I'm wondering if that's like just a 100% knockout, or whether it was like a high roll, because I was like expecting to fully survive, so maybe that's a calc I just really don't know well at all. Because I know -1 always knocks out like Garchomp and Muck. Okay, so Ninetales is going to come in. I know Ninetales has Encore. I don't think he has Protect. How many turns of Hail are left? And Aurora Veil. I need to check that as well. 1 turn of Hail, Aurora Veil, 4 turns for me. I gotta protect Garchomp. And Psyshock. I don't know whose Garchomp is faster either. I'm gonna assume my opponent's. I can't believe I like, forgot about the Aurora Veil when I Tectonic Raged. Yeah, Ninetales just Blizzards. I mean, I'll survive Blizzard and even, like, a Poison Jab, but still, like, that's a lot of damage. And I'm fat. Oh, right, I Icy Winded Garchomp, right. Okay, so that's good. It's really going to come down to what my opponent's last Pokemon is. This is close. There's just a Rock Slide. Okay, so really similar teams, but my opponent made an adjustment. Yeah, I just assumed Icy Wind, let it wouldn't have Blizzard, but fortunately the Garchomp is bulky enough where I was able to survive those attacks. But now the moment of truth on who my opponent has in the back. Xurkitree, perfect. That's so good. Unless it's faster than Garchomp. I don't think it should be. I want to Earthquake and just Psyshock Xurkitree. Yeah, because by Earthquaking, I might put myself in berry range. Although I could crit. Maybe I shouldn't do that. What about Protect Earthquake? Do I lose there? Xurkitree with either Dazzling Gleam or Tail Glow. It's probably faster than Lele, which is actually a concern. Although I do have Aurora Veil up. And my opponent does as well. Okay, I like this play actually. Yeah, Psyshock can just protect with Garchomp, because Psyshock won't knock out Xurkitree, should put it in KO range of an Earthquake, and I should be... Wow. I completely forgot that I protected last turn. How to throw a game. Okay, it's still not over though. Like, I could still win, which is the funny thing. Yeah, I won. Unless I get crit here. Wow. I can't believe I... Oh my gosh, yeah, I played so sloppy today, like, that was super bad. I don't think I deserve to win either of those games. I mean, I like how I played this game up to a point, but I don't think that was a game I should have won. I mean, okay, the thing is, my opponent would Rock Slide me. I just don't know whether that would do enough damage to put me in berry range, because another Psyshock will knock out the Lele or the Xurkitree. And then we have some mind games on 1v1. Yeah, like, I knew there was a reason why I didn't think of the Protect play at first, and I was, like, in the back of my mind, subconsciously, I was like, oh, I protected last turn, but that was really bad. I think the better play would probably just to be Earthquake and Psyshock. Yeah. But the one thing I was fearing was, like, okay, if I crit myself, that would be really bad. Although, even if I crit myself through Aurora Veil, would that knock out Tapu Lele with max HP and defense? I'm not sure, honestly. And the other fear is, like, Garchomp protects, Xurkitree, Dazzling Gleams. Yeah, I should have just Earthquake Psyshocked, I guess. I was fearing the crit on myself, but obviously, like, double protecting on Garchomp, that was 100% not the correct play, but just timed out there. Yeah, that was a really crazy episode. I'm not pleased about how I played that at all. We do end up with wins, but I think both games could have been a lot cleaner, and I think my opponents played really well as well, and I just wasn't considering all options at all points, and that was pretty bad on my end. So, some sloppy play on my end, definitely, but it kind of shows the strength of a team. Like, if your team is so good where it can carry you, even if you're not making the best plays. That definitely was the case for me here, because I don't think I was making, like, very good plays, but credits to Sam once again for just coming up with such a good team, and the bulk, the added bulk everywhere just helps so much, and you're able to survive these things that normally you don't expect people to survive. So, yep, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, leave a like if you did, and I'll catch you guys next time. Alright, peace.